Solana is likely to go over $500, 10x, in the second half of 2022. Did you get what you're talking about? We're in a bear market. I know, but we're going to look at the technicals on why it's highly probable that Solana is going to 10x in the second half, the latter part of 2022. So if you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you don't know me by now, my name is Jiggy. I'm the award-winning author of The Extraordinary New Venture Capital Opportunity, How to Invest Like a Pro, been featured in the best-selling book, High Probability Trading Strategies, back in 2008, where I only used to focus on currencies, and now cryptocurrencies. So let's dive straight in. So markets move in fives and threes. What most people don't realize is that the price is a reflection of the psychological mood of all the mass participants betting, speculating on ups or downs, bulls and bears. So what do we see here? Well, with Solana, it's pretty textbook. Now, we called this down here back in July last year. We've got some videos that we did on this before it happened. So, it was before this massive pump. But look how clean this is. Let me actually draw it like this so you can really see it. We're using TradingView over here. Very, very clean. Let me make it a bit thicker so we can really see these lines. Look at this. It doesn't get much better than that when it comes to a 5-wave sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we see a 5-wave sequence, we said this last year, we said this in November, it lined up with Bitcoin. We should anticipate a big correction. We thought this might be the end of the correction down here, and we had this nice move up. But now that this low has been exceeded, it now looks like a nice clean A, B, C zigzag, which is the most common type of correction. We can only do probabilities and never certainties, but again, that's what I said at the beginning. Highly probable that we've got a nice 5-wave sequence to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by a deep A, looks like an irregular ABC, irregular. I've got a course and it covers all of, what does irregular mean, and then we got this C, this wave C. So if we end this over here, if it does end this over here, it's not ready to be ended, by the way. It's a couple of, I think it's got a bit more downside movement to go. But let's just say it does. What should we anticipate next? Well, if you can count to 5, you can read the markets. So we got now a macro wave 1. Because wave 1s break down to a 5-wave. See this one up here? We got a macro, what looks like, yet to be confirmed, a macro wave 2. So after 2 comes what? 3, right? A wave 3. A wave 3s tend to be the most impulsive wave. So I'm going to give you an example of this right now, right in front of our very eyes. And we called this last year. Look at this. This is a wave 3 of wave 1. You see this? How impulsive it is. Crazy buying, correction, and then finish off. So we're anticipating something similar over here. So let's just now do a projection on why have I made that absurd analysis. A 10x. Well, most wave 3s are 1.618 to 2.618 of the previous swing. So what we're going to do, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but I'm just going to project what's highly likely, not guaranteed. And if I just zoom in like this and I squash this down here, these are the next 2 major price targets, especially if we take off. Again, I'm not anticipating that's going to happen overnight, so let's be clear on that. We're not talking about this happening overnight. We're talking about a 6-month journey, maybe longer. We're talking about the second half of 2022. So if Solana takes off, especially if it goes above this swing high and this swing high, and then that will give this high probability, the next price target is in the $500 mark, 450 thereabouts, that's 1.618. And then the overextension is $700. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but it sounded crazy when we was talking about Solana at $20 going to over $200. And then it sounded crazy when we said after a 5-wave sequence, we should expect a minimum of 50% correction of it dropping from 200 down to below 100. So this is the analysis. So there you have it. That's the projections for Solana. That's the case. So now I'm just going to do a bit of intricate analysis. It's going to be a bit more precise on this part of the market. Right, we're talking about the wave C. This is a wave C. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed that it's going to finish on a wave C, but it's highly probable. We're stacking the odds in our favor, and we want to be the house, we want to be the casino where we can play the odds. That's what we're looking for. So what do we need to see? Well, most wave Cs finish in a 5-wave sequence. And what we can see here is we've got this move down, we've got this looks like a wave 2, we've got this pretty impulsive, what looks like a potential wave 3. We should anticipate a potential 4, and then a wave 5. Let me just change this to a intermediate wave count so it's really, really clear. And this is what I'm anticipating. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. Really, what we want to see is ideally price to go above here, but many will want to get in before that. Then the next swing high is over here. We do have a swing high over here. These are signals that the low is complete. The pro and the con is the ideal signal is over here, but that's far away from the price action. That's like $130. That's like 2-3x from where it is right now, 2x at least. This is the next one, $100. This one's at $92. So we want a nice, accurate trade plan. So what would be ideal? Again, I'm just forecasting here now. This is just me having a bit of fun and games of how you'll often see things play out. Is wave 4s often do some type of 3-wave structure like this. Minimum of 3 waves. It doesn't mean it's always a 3-wave. We're just going to go micro. I'm just going to draw the lines like this. I'm drawing this for a particular reason. I'll show you in a second. And then we'll likely have a move like this. If this occurs, then this over here becomes the next swing high, right? And that's closer to the market, and that might be a nice entry point or entry region as a first signal, depending on your strategy over here. So if this occurs, if being the operative word, because we can only do probabilities and never certainties, then the likelihood if it takes off in the second half of this year, as in it will be a process, then those $500 price targets over a period of time with ups and downs in between. I'm going to show you some stuff in a second. What other things do we have? So we've got pattern, we got price. I didn't show you how I came to the conclusion of these price targets. If you want to learn how to do Fibonacci and Elliott Wave pattern and price, take my free Elliott Wave Fibonacci Masterclass. Is in the link below. It shows you how to count to 5 and 3. I know you can count to 5s, but can you do it with the perspective of price action and then to know the relationship with the waves so you can be 2 steps ahead of the price movements? Is in the link below. It's free. You'll get access. If you purchase one of my courses, you'll get access to my direct Telegram. We do weekend workshops where I can do analysis on some of your coins. 2 other things we want to look at. Well, really one other thing is momentum. If I jump into the weekly chart in the top left-hand corner, I've just got the stochastics RSI. This is a momentum indicator that really helps us measure the momentum of the market. And as you can see, if you're familiar with momentum indicators, both blue and the red lines are below this black, which tells us the downside movement should be sideways to down or sideways to up or limited. Basically, we should be towards an end of a major swing low. That is now coincided with pattern. You know, we're talking about a massive A, B, C, and then a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yet to be confirmed. That's pattern. And then we've got these Fibonacci price zones, which are during advance, significant retracements, significant external retracements, and extensions. Very, very significant in terms of the relationships that the waves have to each other. So there you have it. So let's just wrap up with one last thing. Again, I'm going to delete these. I'm going to just show you what will typically unfold. And I'm just trying to give you a bit of perspective on knowing that the markets are driven by fear and greed, speculation, more than utility. Whether you like it or not, that's just the nature of the markets. All markets, not just cryptocurrency. And if we do end up going into this price zone, again, if, you hear my word, if, no guarantees here, just playing the odds, playing the odds. Oh, I clicked that by accident. Go away, go away. Here we go. So I'm just getting the other line into scope. So what will typically happen is, let's just say we did get an end. We will look for something like a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a potential wave 5. Something like this. And you'll see it'll be like an expanded version or a more impulsive version of this, right? We're looking for the same thing again. Bump, 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 bump. And again, we'll be aware of these. Now, sometimes it's better practice to let the market take off and then wait to see if we get a correction. And if we do get a correction, sometimes at this correction is a safer time to buy at this zone over here, because a wave 2, this is called a wave 2 of a wave 3 if it occurs like this, is a retest of this wave 1 low, over here. So this could be a nice opportunity over here because it's quite risky to try and catch the absolute bottom unless you got some, just some trade signals like going above a swing high, waiting for then the first pullback. But there you have it. That's it. Solana, likely, not guaranteed, to go over $500 in the second half of 2022. That's talking about June and beyond. Not going to probably be established until October, November, December, maybe early part of the following year. And if it does occur like this, this will be this here, and this here will be where you want to be taking profits. If you want to learn how to do Elliott Wave Fibonacci, take my free Elliott Wave Fibonacci Masterclass. It's in the link below. You get direct access. Just give away everything, especially wave 3s, end of wave 3s, but also the beginning of wave 2s, and looking at ABCs and the key Fibonacci ratios that you really, really want to be aware of, because they do present themselves time and time again. So if you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Let's finish on a quote. I was thinking about this one today. I think it was chapter 4. Was it 4? Let me just have a quick look. Oh no, it was chapter 3. It was Confucius. I couldn't remember if it was Benjamin Franklin or Confucius. Today's one is Confucius. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. Rome weren't built in a day, and your financial freedom and health won't be built overnight. There'll be ups and downs in between, but there'll be a learning curve. And it's all about, does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. Just keep making progress, learning the markets, having more strategies, hedge your bets, have something that's low risk, medium to high reward, and then, have 20% of very high risk, and kind of get the balance with your own personal risk tolerance and your own personality as well. Take that into account. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you very soon.